fight I'm really excited about. You got Brian Norman Jr. coming off of 3 spectacular performances.
Yep.
Putting dudes in the dirt.
In the dirt.
Got Devin Haney.
Yep.
Went up to his 3rd weight class. Not coming off of great performances, but the fact that Dev is always willing to challenge himself just makes this like that more exciting, because like, damn, like you going up against a dude that you shouldn't be looking to fight at this point, coming off the Ryan fight, and people not necessarily being happy with the Jose Ramirez performance. Right. What's your thoughts?
I think the Jose Ramirez performance actually is the reason I think that Haney actually, this fight is interesting to me. If Haney would have still been fighting, I haven't seen a style other than that fight with Ramirez where Haney tried to move on his bite, right? I think he's trying to learn how to incorporate better angles and better movement in. And sometimes when you get a new trainer, like Shane Mosley was in camp, you've been focused on something totally different for so long in that camp that it's an extreme. Like he went from, you know, trying to stand and fight or back, walk guys down with his jab in the lower weights to trying to use footwork, and now he OD'd on the footwork in the last fight. I think in this fight you might get that balance that you're looking for, meaning, you know, he's boxing, but he's taking angles rather than just straight running. You know what I mean? So the fact that he did do that though for 12 rounds without getting tired lets me know that if he just blends it in, he ain't gonna gas himself in this fight. If he trains himself and he keeps his nutrition right, not gonna get gassed. And it adds an element where before I knew Norman would eventually find the old Haney. He will find him, and when he finds you, what's going to happen? He's a bigger guy. Haney don't have that power like that. So it's like, okay, that's a more difficult fight for Haney in yesteryears, I think. Now, I think if Haney can, you know, stay on his bike, I wouldn't try to, you know, back Norman down. I wouldn't try to go for a knockout, anything. Think of yourself as the new Floyd in the sense that you're not looking to go into a fight to knock a guy out. You're looking to control your opponent and control the man in front of you. Haney with the new added footwork, if it gets better than we saw in the Ramirez fights, and he could just pick and choose his spots, Haney can fight comfortably against a guy like Norman, because Norman's going to just keep walking straight to you, and he's going to be walking into what we already know is one of the best jabs in the business when it comes to Haney. So establish that jab early and then work feints and different offensive moves off of that as you go through the fight. And if you see an opportunity, obviously take it, but, you know, don't go in there if you're Haney looking for a knockout. Go looking to pad up enough rounds in the first 5-6 rounds is golden for him. If he can convince Norman and his father that they're down 4-2, 5-1 after 6 rounds, then you're going to get a desperate Norman that's going to keep coming to you, and then you can take that fight over if you're Haney. If Haney gets hurt or clipped early where he's reluctant to engage and Norman thinks that he's in this fight halfway through, then he gonna walk you down, try to hawk you down. When Haney starts to slow down in that second half of the fight, Norman will be confident that it's working, that his pressure is working. So you need to convince Norman early that he's down and have him walking into traps and shots that's set up off of your footwork and that jab that you establish early if you're Haney, and hope that you don't get clipped early, because he has been clipped early in fights. I think it's not due to a lack of skill. All fighters, some of the greatest fighters in the world, they'll tell you when they're going to open up. If you listen to like Floyd when he was fighting Cotto, you could hear his corner telling him like when to open up and actually stand and fight. You know, and he's like, he's not ready yet. You know what I'm saying? Same thing when he fought Zab. It's a certain time when you know a guy's broken down or slowed down enough for you to actually start walking him down and exchanging with him. When you exchange early, even Davis doesn't do this. Like when he fought Roley, he wasn't exchanging early. When he fought Frank Martin, I
remember him saying in the corner, he said he's still strong.
Yeah, he's not trying to fight right now, because it's even Steven. If I'm a 240-pound man, you could be the best fighter in the world. If we both exchanging in the first round, my punches still hurt. You know what I'm saying? I might get you out of here. Whereas if you wait for me to tire myself out, you got me after 4 or 5 rounds, 6 rounds, you got me. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. When fighters going at this level, Haney is a guy that I think his lack of fear has hurt his career, because he'll try to exchange with you or fight you from the first whistle, and he shouldn't. He should wait for guys to slow down. And I would say that would be my only advice to him. I think they're doing a great job marketing, moving him, and everything. I like what his father's doing, but stop trying to go toe-to-toe with guys and prove yourself. Prove that you're so tough early. I think boxing early and then letting the fight come to you late should be his recipe. And until somebody disrupts that, you should keep doing that. You know what I mean? And that's the only thing he doesn't do. But I think the fight against Garcia, I think that was him trying to go out there and prove that he was tough and trying to hurt Garcia. He looking at Garcia like, I'm gonna beat you up, right? So I think that was the problem. He was going too hard trying to prove something, and he should just go in there trying to win and fight his fight. And if he does that, I think that Norman is definitely beatable. If he goes in there trying to hurt Norman, or if I see early in that fight he's trying to stand toe-to-toe with Norman at any time in those first 4 rounds, I think it's a problem for Haney, and Norman should edge out a win, whether that be a split decision or a knockout. I think Norman's chance is a puncher's chance, and it's going to be, and I don't mean a one punch, I mean like he has to hurt Haney in this fight to win this fight. And he will if Haney goes toe-to-toe.